Hello everyone, Science Viking here, and we're ready to continue our Let's Play of Myth the Fallen Lords and find out what happened to us at the end of that level. Well, let's do this.
Date unknown, inside the Tane. I do not understand what has happened.
Neither do I.
Falling back before two myrmidons in Forest Heart, I was enveloped by a greenish haze which tore me from the earth. Now I find myself here, in a vast underground cavern with many of my comrades. We have been unable to find any way to the surface. Mergen believes us to be trapped inside the Tane, a relic forged by the smiths of Myrthemne during the Wind Age. Soon after its construction, the Tane was taken from Myrthemne by raiding barbarians from the south, and believed to be lost forever. But they say that the darkest artifacts have the ability to bend men to their will, calling soundlessly to the wicked and discontent from thousands of miles away or hundreds of feet beneath the earth or sea, and that in this way they always come to light again, no matter how buried or forgotten. So it was that Soulblighter rediscovered the Tane. The artifact was used only once before it disappeared by Connaught against the terrible race of the Mirkridia. Until now, Mergen said, no man except its creators knew where its victims were taken. I'll try to feel privileged while I starve to death. I have nothing more to write.
Well, things have turned a little bit depressing. We've been trapped inside the Tane, and now we need to find a way out, which nobody has ever done before, so this could be a problem. Anyway, I will be... Okay, now that line's over, I will quick get us a fresh recording file, so back in a second.
I am back, and you may notice a sudden increase in my sound quality. Yep, I have my new microphone. Well, for those of you who haven't been following the XCOM project, if you've been following my Iron Man Let's Play of XCOM Enemy Within, then this will not be your first encounter with this mic, because I've been using this mic for that project, kind of breaking it in before I bring it over to the Myth project.
Alright.
But either way, yep, you can now hear my voice just a little bit better than you could before.
Sir?
And honestly, I think I get the best sound quality out of this microphone that I've gotten out of any of my microphones. Anyway, you see I walked towards this pillar and a couple of things happened. The pillar started glowing, and giant spiders came out of the ceiling and attacked me. That pretty much illustrates two of the primary gimmicks of this level. Now, right now, the pillar is glowing. Now let's see if I can get the camera over here. You can see there's sort of a bridge here, but it's mostly transparent. Alright. Now I move my guys away from the pillar until the pillar stops glowing and stops making a sound. And now there isn't sort of a bridge here anymore. There is no bridge here. Effectively, as long as at least one of my units is standing next to that pillar, the pillar will light up, and the bridge will be partially visible. There are 4 pillars like this in this level. I have to have one unit next to each of them in order to make the bridge fully appear, allowing me to escape the level. So yes, this level actually prominently features a puzzle. This is kind of a first for this playthrough. The other thing is, yeah, we're going to be dealing with giant spiders here. They're not very dangerous. They're kind of like a substantially weaker version of ghouls. They're not trivial as far as threats go, but unless you're dealing with a very large number of them, they're not really a big deal. The main problem is that since they can drop out of the ceiling, and there's no real indication of where they're hiding, they tend to ambush you. So they'll like to drop down right on the middle of your group and get up close with your archers and dwarves, which can be a problem. Also, there is an ambush at pretty much at either all of the pillars or at least at 3 out of 4. So, whenever you arrive at a pillar, be ready for an ambush. That is the other gimmick of this level. Enemies will occasionally just teleport in right on top of you.
Let's go.
Yep. In addition to spiders dropping out of the ceiling, undead will just teleport in, presumably having actually been sent in by Soulblighter to kill us or something. I'm actually not entirely sure what the justification is for them being here. However, it's not just enemies that can suddenly pop in. As our people are being found and imprisoned within the Tane, they're being beamed into this location. So as you saw, these 3 berserks and this archer just appeared here at the same time that those ghouls did. So yeah, the overriding element of this level is nothing is what it seems like. Areas that appear to be completely empty are not actually completely empty. It seemed like we started with a lot fewer units than we actually get to have. Nothing is what it seems like. Anyway, I'm going to start by placing all of my melee units over here, just in case that's just to trigger the ambush if there is one. I'm going to set up my archers, and yep, there is a fetch over here. I have the dwarf. Don't do very much. Dwarves don't have very much utility in this level. Oh, we got something coming from down here. The fetch is being chased by spiders. And they killed it. I suddenly like spiders now. Alright, it appears that this is the pillar that does not have an ambush, so I'm going to quick select a volunteer. Let's see, he's a good candidate.
Money.
Yep, you're it. You're the volunteer this time. I'm going for a berserk that is uninjured and has the fewest kills, so that we're not leaving behind somebody too essential. Because I want to keep my melee force strong. That may actually be a bad idea, because enemies will sometimes attack the guys guarding the pillars. And it is possible for them to be killed. On higher difficulty levels, almost left a dwarf behind, you pretty much have to leave more than one unit behind, but in order to survive. But this pretty much just means leaving more than one berserk behind, because what will attack the pillars is pretty much just spiders. Will occasionally drop out of the ceiling to attack whoever's guarding the pillar. So you don't need to worry. It won't be anything that requires like a mixture of units, and it won't be anything that requires complex tactics. So as long as the force you left behind is strong enough, you're pretty much fine. Alright. I hear a fetch attacking something. Fetch do not do very well against spiders. They wouldn't do very well against ghouls either if there were ever a case where the fetch fought against ghouls. Alright, these guys may have to be killed by my berserk down in the corner there. I don't know if they'll wind up fighting the spiders that are there. Alright, more of our guys have beamed in, which probably means enemies will do so soon as well. It's rare for only one group to... It's actually not that common for only one group to suddenly appear. Also, yeah, I never really explicitly stated this, but yeah, the fetch and ghouls and the spiders are not on the same side as each other and will fight. It's kind of like it was in Seven Gates, except that the forces are actually different unit types and therefore obviously have different abilities. Alright, that's a start. I say dwarves aren't terribly useful, and then I managed to actually get substantial use out of my dwarf. Okay, I'm mostly worried about the fetch, so let's pull everybody back. No. Keep going back. Grab one berserk, and have that one berserk go after the spiders. And then have all of my archers concentrate their fire on the one fetch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir?
Alright, almost got it.
That was mine.
And it's down. Good. Also, I believe this is all of the units that we're going to get for this level. There will not be any further reinforcements.
Yeah.
Still, it got us a decent number. We're up to 5 archers, 2 dwarves, a journeyman, and 12 berserks, actually, if you count the 2 guys that I have holding pillars. So we have a decently sized force, actually.
Yes?
Of course, not what we had last level, but you don't get that kind of a force every day. And it's going to be quite a while before we have forest giants again.
Money.
Okay. Berserks and journeymen, get over there. Yeah, I pretty much treat the journeyman like a melee unit. I'm a little bit more careful about potentially actually rushing him into melee because I don't want to lose him. But he is pretty good at killing things in melee. Alright, that was our ambush for this area, so let's pick a good berserk to... Oh, perfect! Only one kill and only one mission survived. It will probably be quite a while before we have a berserk that doesn't have... Oh, this guy's fighting something. Let's see how he's doing. Poorly. Okay, we lost one of them. Alright, let's put together a team to go reclaim that pillar. Let's see if anybody else has fewer... yeah, you have less experience. So these 4 guys are going to go reclaim the pillar, and then the least experienced of them is going to... And then this guy who is the least experienced is going to replace the guy who died. Because we do still need to reclaim that pillar. But that can happen. That's really an argument in favor of either leaving a more experienced berserker who's more likely to survive, or leaving... But of course everybody you leave behind weakens the force that you have to actually fight. The force you have to defend yourself from enemies elsewhere. Alright. This goes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Stand clear.
I heard the fetch die, so I don't need to be as careful about keeping my archers in position. I do need to heal one of them, though. And the rest can pretty much be done by berserks.
Yes.
But as I was saying, because of how many berserks we had at Forest Heart, it's probably actually going to be a fair while before we have a level in which we have a berserk that has no experience. Since we took a very large group of rookies and turned them into really just barely not rookies, but still not rookies. Alright. Just keep on trucking. We're pretty much at 3 out of 4 pillars, aside from the fact that we actually have to go back and reclaim this one. Which, this is a very interesting level. We already have found 3 of the 4 corners of the map. We're going to find the 4th corner. And really, in order to complete this level, you do have to go to every part of the map, which is very rare for a level in this game. I mean, it's a small map, but it's just a very unusual level for this game. And I actually rather like it. It's a nice change of pace from what these levels usually are. Okay, kill those guys. This spider will eventually catch up to them and attack them as well, and they'll kill it without really needing any input from me. Alright, in the meantime, let's trigger the last ambush with only 5 berserks. And continue moving my archers into position. There isn't a whole lot left, but you do pretty much have to kill everything on the map in this level. This isn't a defensive level like for instance Willow Creek, or the other levels where you wind up having to kill everything are usually more defense-oriented levels, where you have to hold a particular position and kill everybody who tries to take it from you. But this level actually has quite a bit of exploration, but you're still gonna wind up killing everything, which is kind of unusual.
Got him.
It's different. Let's see, who's gonna be our volunteer this time? Alright. This guy, actually. The rest of these come over here.
Yes.
And move these guys in here. Alright, where's our volunteer? He gained an additional kill, I think. Nope, this is still a volunteer. And then these guys can actually come this way, starting by killing this spider, and head towards to meet up with the main force. Yeah, the pillars do not like become locked in when there's somebody on each pillar. 4 of our guys actually have to stay behind after the rest of us leave. And presumably from a narrative perspective, they are actually left behind. So that's kind of depressing. Though, from a gameplay standpoint, they aren't considered to be lost. They can actually still appear as veterans in later missions if it comes down to it. but yeah, things seem to have gotten a little darker than they used to be. But see, now the bridge is fully corporeal and we can walk over it. Alright, I'm just gonna order everybody across it. There shouldn't be any more enemies. We pretty much killed everything. Spoke too soon, we got spiders. One last spider ambush, I guess, for good luck or something. Well, we got him. And 6 motion is actually accumulating a pretty respectable number of kills for a medic. He's at 7. Right. Keep everybody moving. I believe if you attempt to leave more than one guy at each pillar at the end of the level, it will actually not let you exit the level. But the thing is, there are other options. You can, for instance, distribute, you can not leave anybody behind and just actively hunt down and kill every enemy in the level, and then send 1 unit to each pillar, and then go through here as another option for dealing with this if you want. And that is the end of that. I'd say we did pretty well. We lost 1 berserk, but otherwise were pretty successful. The berserks did actually do the majority of the work this time, followed by the archers, and the dwarves and the journeymen didn't do too much. 54 to 1, kill ratio of 54 to 1. That's not bad. But that is a very interesting level. It's like I said, it's a really nice change of pace from what this game usually does. Though I can see if someone has trouble figuring out the puzzle, it can be really frustrating probably if you didn't expect like a puzzle element of a level, since they don't normally do that. Anyway, that's going to be the end for this part. We're still not out of the Tane, so I guess we're going to move towards getting out next time. And in the meantime, this is Science Viking signing off. As usual, I love you all, and I will see you next time.